I want to welcome everybody to Simply Solar, and today in this class we're going to learn how to build a solar panel. We're going to learn how to hook it up, and I'm going to show demonstrations on actually using it in a home setting. Now, to start with, this right here is the backing. This is no good just the way it is. Now, if you put 3 coats of porch paint or some kind of sealer, at least 3 coats, all the way across this, turn it over, do this side, all around it, you can use this for a backing. It'll be protected from the moisture if you do that. The size of this board depends on the size of the solar cells you're going to be using. We are going to be using a 3x6 3-amp solar cell. For the height, we've got 30 inches. For the width, we've got 6, 6, 6, and 6. The cells are 6 inches wide. That'll be 24. Okay, after we solder one strand together, there's only 9 cells. We're only 1/4 the way done. But I always tell my students, check it to make sure you got it soldered right, because each one is a 1/2 volt. You take a 1/2 volt times 9, and you'll come up with 4 or 4.5 volts. Okay, to check your cells, remember the back side is always positive, so you hook the red positive to the beginning cell, you hook the negative to the last cell, and the negative's on top. Remember that? Negative's on top, positive's on the bottom. Now, we should have at least 4 and maybe 4.5 volts. Okay, we've got 4.03 on the first strand, which is fine. So now what we want to do is silicone them in, okay? You don't have to use much silicone, just a little dab will do it. You put in one little dab at the very bottom, and then in between the cells you put in another dab. It'll hold both of them. Put another dab in between these 2 cells, it'll hold both of them. Do the same all the way up here, a little dab, and what this does, it keeps them from sliding down. Now once you get to this point, you have to realize that once we put in one more strip, we're going to have a 20 volt, 60 watt panel. And every panel is built the same way as this. It's all repetitive. Once you learn to build one, you can build 100 of them. It's all, the soldering is the same. Now we're going to add the last strip. Add another 9, and that will make our 36. 9, 9, 9, and 9 times 4 is 36. Okay, now I laid the first strip, soldered it to the second strip, soldered it to the third strip. Now the fourth strip, I've got it soldered. I'm soldering it across here. We're coming down to here. Negative on top coming across, connection here. This is the positive side, and now I'm going to check the voltage before I silicone it in. We lay these in all the way around, top and bottom. Now they're glued in, they're not going to move around. Then we take our safety glass or our tempered glass or some glass that you have recycled. It's best not to use plexiglass. Plexiglass works good, but it'll warp in the hot sun and it'll turn yellowish after about 2 or 3 years. So I tell people you can use it if you want to, but it's going to give you some problem. Okay, like this, it's already spliced open. You just open that up, put it on here, silicone it all in. The reason we're doing this is to keep all the moisture we possibly can out of the inside of this panel, because moisture can oxidize the soldering after 2 or 3 years, and then that'll cause problems. So we tip it over and we silicone the back exactly the same way and do the best job you can in sealing it up. That is very important. Now we're going to see if it works. Negative, the black to the negative side, the positive to the positive side. Turn the switch on. And it's working. Hear it screaming. Okay, we've just finished building our first solar panel. It's working. We tested it with the voltage in the fan. Now I'm going to hook up the battery to it, negative to negative side,
positive to positive side.
Right now, it's charging the battery. The juice is going directly into the battery. The battery is lifting from 12.50, 12.51. Inverter. Inverter converts this power to 120 volts. So I'm going to hook that up right now to the battery. I'll turn the inverter on.
Make sure we've got current. We've got current going in. I'm going to plug the drill in and see if we've got power.
It's simple, it's solar, it's simply solar.